Hello, my name is Emilin Joma and I'm part of the BioHome project, building materials for affordable housing made from bio-based and recycled resources. Today we are going to discuss about the forest resources and exactly talk a little bit more about the origin of wood products. Welcome to my presentation.
For the calculation of a wood resource balance, it's important to detect the institutions which are responsible for monitor and manage the forestry resources. Those institutions normally are able to provide data regarding the forestry, land cover, wood production, and production of wood products. If there is a lack of information, it's possible to carry out a primary survey. In a primary survey, companies and stakeholders could be interviewed per telephone, emails, or personally to get know more the reality of the wood resource and wood consumption inside the country. Besides the wood primary resources, which are wood logs, we have also the secondary wood resources, which are normally the wood processing residues. Wood processing residues are residues which occurs during the processing of wood inside the industry. In the picture, we can see some sawmill byproducts occur during the processing of wood into timber and lumber. To the production of wood products, wood is demanded in different assortments. Not only wood logs, but also particles and fiber of wood are demanded for the wood panel industry, for example. In the figure, we can see some of the different wood assortments available in the market nowadays. Besides the primary and secondary sources of wood, we have also the tertiary sources of wood, which are when wood products achieve the end of life and are disposed by the end consumer. This kind of sources are not so usual, but there are also sources of wood. Wood resources are normally traded into the semi-finished product level, which means countries are not exporting paper, but the intermediate state between wood and paper, which is pulpwood. As an example, we can see in the graph the export of wood pulp from Brazil. Once the pulp production in Brazil increases, its trade also increases. But Brazil is not exporting a big quantity of paper, and all the countries which are buying wood pulps from Brazil will process the semi-finished product into the final level as paper. There is infinity of wood products, and the manufacture of wood products can be distinguished between two categories: the solid wood industry and the wood for energy purposes. Inside the solid wood industry category, we can place the pulp and paper industry, sawmill and plywood industry, as well as the wooden-based panels. The most common wood products for energy purposes are the wood charcoal and firewood, but there are also other wood products for energy utilization. One good example of wood products for energy uses is the black liquor. Black liquor is the intermediate state between wood and paper. Each black liquor is a wood processing residue from the pulp industry, which is able to produce energy. Pellets are also a good example of the value chain of the wood industry. As we saw in the slide 4, the sawmill byproducts, which are normally in a big quantity, can be pressed into small dimensions to produce wood pellets, and wood pellets are highly demanded for energy purposes in infinity of utilizations, industrial and domestic ones. Wood resources are coming from inside the forestries. Whatever kind of forestry it is, if it's native one, a plantation forestry, or urban forestries, all kinds of forestries are able to supply wood logs, and wood logs are primary resources of wood. To understand how much wood is consumed by a country, for example, in a year, it's possible to do the calculation of the wood resource balance. The wood resource balance is a methodology to disclose the wood consumption for the production of wood products. The methodology consists in two columns, where one side shows the wood sources, which are the primary, secondary, and tertiary sources of wood, and the other side shows the wood consumption. Of course, the consumption is also distinguished between solid wood industry, which are the material uses of wood, and wood for energy purposes. The wood resource balance also discloses information regarding the cascading use of wood. It's easy to detect where this happens and how we can improve the resource efficiency. In 2018 in Brazil, there was information available regarding the primary resources of wood, which are the wood logs. Also, regarding the wood resources side, we could observe a big quantity of sawmill byproducts, black liquor, and other industrial residues. Instead of wood products, we can observe the material and energy uses of wood. The wood consumption showed at the end of the sum is a little bit higher than the round wood or the wood logs consumption in the beginning. This fact means that the wood resources going inside the industries were processed and their wood processing residues were put available again as wood sources. So at the sum we have a higher volume of wood resources as in the beginning, when we just observe the wood logs resources going inside the wood resource balance.